All right, I'll say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There has been a request to change one item on the agenda, 8I, to be moved after number 2, after the malt beverage license. And if that change is okay, I'll look for a motion to approve that revised agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, and I'll look for a motion for the approval of the minutes from November 3rd.
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Commissioner, Department Head, and Community Board reports. I know you've got something coming up exciting that you've been helping with.
For Thursday?
Yes.
Yes. And actually, it's Vince and I do this in tandem. Parks and Recreation will be having the North Sioux City Holiday Parade of Lights. We have quite a nice group of people who are going to be in the parade. We're having it no matter what the weather does, unless it's a blizzard. It's almost the same temperature it was last year, and we had a very nice turnout. Would have liked it to be warmer, but it is what it is. So Thursday night, starting 6:15 and coming down Campbell, ending at the police department. And I had a little chat with Santa today, and he will be there.
Chris, do you have any comments?
No comments on Santa.
I'd like to give a shout out to Rusty and the crew for getting the snow removed so quick and the extra time, the extra effort. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'd add that my wife is ecstatic how fast you get the bike trail plowed. She walks her dog every day, and she appreciates that.
So I kept some stats just to keep track of some things. I knew this was going to be a good storm. We had 5 trucks going over a course of 3 days. We went 8 hours on Friday with 5 of us, 12 hours on Saturday, and again 6 hours yesterday to keep things going. It was slick, but we kept traffic moving, did the best we could. My truck alone that I drive, I put 227 miles on it in the 3 days. We went through 350 gallons of diesel fuel, 25 gallons of DEF, 4 wiper blades, 6 complaints, and 0 mailboxes.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Good job.
Thanks, Rusty. Anybody else? Jessica, you've got a little thing going on too.
Holiday lighting contest. Get your lights up, everybody. The police department, they're the ones that tour every nook and cranny of the city, so, well, along with Rusty's crew. But it is being sponsored by the police department. I suppose they're out in the dark, Rusty. That's the difference. So they're going to be nominating homes to win a little slew of prizes. So get them out there. Show them off.
Thanks.
A couple things that I just wanted to mention is I think you all probably saw the press coverage of the CDBG-DR action plan being approved, and we didn't know it was approved prior to that release. The Governor's Office of Economic Development never told us that, but we're glad that it's approved, and now there's going to be another 45-day period where the Governor's Office of Economic Development needs to get their certification with HUD to administrate those funds. Then there'll be a period of time where they negotiate or put together an agreement between HUD and the state for those funds, and then they should start becoming available. With the holidays coming up, I would say, sometime after the first of the year. The 45-day certification period ends December 28th, so right after the first of the year, they'll start working on their agreements between, and in the meantime, we can start talking to them about projects and the use of the money. The other one,
Excuse me.
go ahead. Did you have a question?
I do have one question, only because I didn't know where to put it in tonight's meeting. going up Military Road in the dark, in the snow, that's the darkest road I think we have in the whole city. And they have like 2 lights at an intersection, but in between any of the intersections, there are no lights. Is there a reason for that? Or is there something we could do to help that area?
I don't know, maybe Rusty might know, and we do have the Military Road project that's been,
Is it north of, where's it at that you noticed it was really dark? South on the industrial area?
From exit 4 down to, about to Randy Frederickson's. So it's some in the commercial, but then some where, I know we don't have a lot of homes, but it's dark and those ditches can get deep if there's a slippery snow.
You want me to answer?
Yes, I would.
So Military Road, as you know, has been designed and it's on the shelf, basically, and that would include lighting along the big stretch of that from exit 4 south, about a mile. But then from Reds going south, we didn't have anything planned in there, but we could look at that from a lighting standpoint, and maybe we have to, extend the lighting, if you will, from Reds south to exit 2, which would be the other mile.
Buses are
Yeah.
traveling there, and I just wondered if that was something we were ever thinking to look at.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize there was an issue south. I knew, obviously, the rural section to the north is, nothing has been improved there, so we would, that'd be part of that urbanized section if you were to pull the trigger with Military Road going north for that last mile or so.
At least that much.
Yeah. So we'd probably have to extend the lighting a little bit further south of where, I call it Reds, I think that's the name on that sign. From Reds south, we'd probably just have lights at every intersection, which, isn't that often, so maybe we need to extend the lighting there too. We'll take that into consideration.
Thanks.
the other thing I was gonna mention too, on the acquisition program, the first batch of those are unraveling now. The title insurance, or the title opinions have all come in. And now Sarah is working on deeds along with the closing companies to arrange the first batch of closings that'll occur between now and the 15th, and then the second batch will occur after the 15th, through the end of the year.
All right. If nothing else, we'll move on to the community input. If anyone has anything not on the agenda, please come forward. Hi, Anna.
Anna Falcon, I live on 60 North Shore. One of my questions I have is there any way when they're plowing that they don't dump all that snow at the end of the drive? It makes it really hard because I no more than got it scooped out, and an hour or two later, they went by again. And it's hard for me. I mean, I could bug my neighbors to do it, but if there's any way they can lessen the amount they throw in the drive, you know, if they have some sort of way of turning the blades that doesn't fill it in the drives, it would be nice.
Okay,
And that.
thank you for pointing that out.
How are we coming with North Shore Drive? Is everything getting ended so that they can start on it next year?
Yes, we're planning to bid that out after the first of the year. It looks like it's on track for a bid after the first of the year.
Okay, so all of the easements and everything have been handled?
For the most part, yes.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you guys for the work that you're doing. It's really appreciated,
Yep, thank you.
but thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, moving on to the agenda. Planning and zoning, second reading ordinance 2025-10, changing the terms of the planning and zoning members, I assume. Andrew?
Yeah, this is just the ordinance amendment, which would accomplish staggering terms for the Planning and Zoning Commission. The commission previously approved the first reading at the November 17th meeting. This is just the second reading. Nothing's changed. I will point out that we are gathering letters of interest for the Planning Commission. We've gotten a good number of letters of interest so far, which is exciting to see, but hopefully if there's somebody out there who's interested, we have until the end of the day on Friday, this Friday, the 5th, to get letters of interest in. So, I'll just use this opportunity to encourage people to submit a letter of interest if thinking about it. But yeah, this is the second reading of the ordinance to get the term staggered.
Okay. And we don't need to take action on that today. This is just the second reading.
You need to approve the second.
You'd have
Oh,
to
we need to approve the second reading. Okay, we'll look for a motion for that.
I make that motion that we approve the second reading of ordinance 2025-10.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. So this, now we're going to move 8.1, the 2024 audit presentation. Oh, no, we're going to do the malt beverage first, sorry. I got my notes wrong here. Number 2, malt beverage license. Public hearing for Slice 605 malt beverage license application.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to help you too much on the audit presentation, but yeah, we received a license application from Slice 605. They want to be able to sell beer at their location, so they submitted the necessary application, which was included in the packet. If the commission were to approve, which we're recommending, then that will go to the state, and then we'll get their license out. So pretty straightforward process. But
Okay, look for a motion to approve.
We need, wait, we need to go to a public hearing. We need a public hearing.
We'll need a
Oh,
motion to open
motion
the
to
public hearing.
open the public hearing.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Anyone have any comments on this liquor application? Okay, hearing none. Now we can
A motion.
vote to get a motion to approve.
No, we need to close the hearing.
Oh, boy. I'm still new at this. How long can I use that excuse? Okay,
I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second that.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, now we can take action on it.
I make the motion to approve the retail malt beverage and South Dakota Farm Line license for Slice 605.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then, was there a second item on license consideration, or did we handle that?
no, everything's
Okay. All right. All right, are you sticking around for the audit presentation? Okay, we'll move on to the 2024 audit presentation.
Yes, hello, I'm Lucas Howard with ELO CPAs and Advisors. We perform the financial statement audit to the city, along with the single audit over the federal awards. I'll just go ahead and read some of our reports, and if you have questions, you can feel free to interject. I'll start with the independent auditor's report on internal control over financial reporting on compliance and other matters based on an audit of financial statements performed in accordance with government auditing standards. We have audited in accordance with the auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America and the standards applicable to financial audits contained in government auditing standards issued by the Comptroller General of the United States, the financial statements of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the city of North Sioux City, South Dakota, as of before the year ended December 31, 2024, and the related notes to the financial statements, which collectively comprise the city's basic financial statements, and have issued our report thereon dated September 24, 2025. A disclaimer of opinion was issued on the aggregate discretely presented component units because the financial data of these component units was not audited. So that's a lot of words to say. You had an unmodified opinion with the exception of those discretely presented component units. So I'll go ahead. There was one internal control finding, which we bring to your attention, but again, it's common with entities your size. But our consideration of internal control was limited for the purpose described in the first paragraph of this section. It was not designed to identify all deficiencies in internal control that might be material weaknesses or significant deficiencies, and therefore material weaknesses or significant deficiencies may exist that have not been identified. We did identify a certain deficiency in internal control described in the accompanying schedule of prior and current audit findings as item 2024-01 to be a material weakness. And again, if you want to, you can read that. If you have questions on it, feel free to reach out. But again, that's a common finding for organization your size. It's good to be aware of. Move on to the independent auditor's report on compliance for each major federal program and on internal control over compliance required by the Uniform Guidance. So this is our report over our single audit, which is the audit of the federal awards of the city. The opinion on each major federal program. We have audited the city of North Sioux City, South Dakota, compliance with the types of compliance requirements described in the U.S. Office of Management and Budget Compliance Supplement that could have a direct and material effect on each of the city's major federal programs for the year ended December 31, 2024. The city's major federal programs are identified in the Summary of Auditor's Results section of the accompanying schedule of current audit findings and question costs. In our opinion, the city of North Sioux City complied in all material respects with the types of compliance requirements referred to above that could have a direct and material effect on each of its major federal programs for the year ended December 31, 2024. So that's good. That's the desired outcome. There's no compliance findings. There was the one internal control finding, and then there was no federal awards findings. Just a quick summary there. That covers the internal control part of it, and then single audit. Now here's the actual opinion over the financial statements themselves. So we have audited the accompanying financial statements of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the city of North Sioux City, as of and for the year ended December 31, 2024, and the related notes to the financial statements. We were not engaged to audit the financial statements of the discretely presented component units. These financial statements collectively comprise the city's basic financial statements as listed in the table of contents. Because of the significance of the matter described in the basis of disclaimer of opinion and unmodified opinion section of our report, we have not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to provide a basis for an audit opinion on the financial statements of the aggregate discretely presented component units of the city of North Sioux City. Accordingly, we do not express opinions on those financial statements. So now here's our unmodified opinion on governmental activities, business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements referred to above present fairly, in all material respects, the respective financial position of the governmental activities, the business type activities, each major fund, and the aggregate remaining fund information of the city of North Sioux City as of December 31, 2024, and the respective changes in financial position and, where applicable, cash flows thereof for the year ended in accordance with the accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. So you have a clean audit opinion with the exception of we did not audit those discretely presented component units. So, is there any questions on that?
And the fact that you did not audit them is just normal, right?
Yes. Yep. There's nothing. We just can't provide an opinion over it because we weren't engaged to audit those component units. So. And then obviously we audit the financial statements themselves, the federal awards, along with the notes of the financial statements, and so all those have been audited as well. I guess if you have any questions, Amy knows how to get a hold of me. You can reach out to me. That's all I had. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll move back up to number 3, consideration of Sioux City Transit Agreement.
So every December or end of every year, we have to renew it for the following year. So this year, they have increased the fares charged to
our adult monthly unlimited ride by $2, and the contribution that the city makes by $782. And everything else on the contract has remained the same.
Look for a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the transportation agreement.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Next is building permits.
Yeah, after Anna brought up an issue yesterday, and it's been mentioned before in council meeting, Chris asked me to kind of provide some updates on building permits, and I should have stretched this title out, but it's building permits on North Shore and Penrose as a result of the flooding. I wrote a memo with the help of ChatGPT on building permits, and some of the, if you scroll up a little bit, Amy, trying to give you some background and rationale behind how communities have done this in the past. There is a precedence for it from other communities, and you kind of see some examples there where they either forgave or waived building permits after natural disasters. And the main thing there is to encourage to build back. What we would have to do is pass a resolution, and I summarized the resolution for you, a proposed resolution that I'd have to have Sarah probably draft for us, but these are kind of the items that we could consider, that you would waive the building permit and related fees that we collect on new construction, and it would be tied to main structures, things that were actually damaged in the flood. That we would still require inspections and all that stuff. We could do retroactive reimbursements up to the date of the flood, which would be like in June of '24. Again, limit the scope to just, it does not cover elective improvements or new developments. We would establish a time window, say, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you guys want, from the date of the disaster, when those could be forgiven. And it would be administrated just basically as part of our, by myself and the building official. We would determine who's eligible based on the parameters set forth here. And then we would report to you we would report to you as to what we're doing with it. I kind of look back, and to date, we charged about, I think we've collected about $7,000 worth of flood-related permit fees. That just to put that in perspective, and during that same period, we collected about $150,000 worth of total building permit fees. So we could reimburse those, and then from this point, whenever this resolution passes forward, we would just waive those for properties along North Shore and on Penrose.
Is that whether or not it's someone who owned the property? If they sold the property, are we still waiving the building permit fees? If it's a completely different,
We could if you wanted to, for a period of time. I mean, just say fast forward 10 years, somebody's, tears down a house and builds a new one, that would not be forgiven. But basically, I think it's, we'd have to take it obviously on a case-by-case basis, but try to determine whether the flood caused the needed repairs, and if it did, here's the permit, no charge.
I guess my question was if it was not a person who lived in the home when it was damaged. If it's, I sold my house for $200,000 and Annie Mae came and wanted to build, will you charge them a building permit?
I think it depends on why you would be forgiving them. I mean, if you want to forgive it to promote development, yeah, you would probably forgive that, just because that accomplishes your goal of rebuilding. So it's kind of up to you at your discretion on what parameters you want to set on it. I was just trying to establish some of those so I could have, if that's something you want to do, we can have Sarah draft a resolution and present it to you for consideration.
I do think, Lynn, on the retroactive portion, those should only go to the person who paid the fee. Whoever the person that paid the fee at the time.
Well,
go to
no,
them.
I'm saying
But
it
you're-
could be
you're talking
anybody,
going forward.
You know, anybody that would want to repair or rebuild the home that they lived in prior to the flood. Or if the owner sold the house or the property to someone else, would you still have them not pay a building permit? mean,
I would maybe lean towards keeping it towards the original owner of, that had the damage in June of 2024. Because if you buy a property that you know needs work, you buy it with the knowledge that it needs the work.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, I think it's a nice gesture for us to help out the people who were affected but didn't really qualify or didn't want to do the property acquisition. I think it's a great way to kind of assist in some way to the people who actually had damage themselves.
Yeah, I agree. It should be for the people that suffered the situation.
Yeah, I think we'll have other ways to incentivize people to rebuild. I don't think this is enough of a amount that it would affect future rebuilding. So I agree with you too, that it should just be for those who.
So if you look at section 6, it asks 4 questions to kind of formulate this resolution.
Yeah.
Number 1 is, does the commission support the concept of waiving building and related permit fees? It sounds like you do. Does the commission support retroactive reimbursement of fees paid since the disaster declaration? It sounds like you do to the original owner. Does the commission wish to proceed with drafting a resolution? I would say that's probably the best way to do it, outside of just making a motion. And then the last one is are there any limitations, timelines, or conditions the commission would like to incorporate before this returns for formal action? So kind of what I've heard here is for flood damaged properties on North Shore and Penrose, for primary structures, and then a time limitation. Do you want to set a time limitation?
I think that would be good.
I mean, you can always, at the end of, say, 3 years, you can always revisit it. So if there's still a need for it, you can always, or 2 years, whatever you guys want to set. I guess what I'm saying is you could set it for 2 years and come back and extend it.
So primary, in Anna Falk's case, it's her garage. Are you calling that a primary part
Yeah.
of the home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could start with 3 years maybe,
Yeah,
revisit it then.
yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay.
I'll work with Sarah then and draft a resolution for the next meeting, maybe the meeting after, but one of these next 2 meetings. We'll present it to you. I'll run it by Chris. We'll present it to you, and then you can make changes at the meeting and still pass a resolution with changes, so.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Next item is North Shore bypass update. And if we do need to talk about offers, we would have to go into executive session.
Yeah, so we're down to 4 property owners left. And we still have some time to continue discussions. We've had a closeout meeting at the 1st of November. We're planning having another one at the next Monday, right? Yeah, December 8th. We'll have another closeout meeting to discuss progress and to see if there's anything further we need to do. But we're still having some discussions, so I'd just like to update you on that kind of stuff in executive session.
I'll make the motion to move into executive session.
Second.
And I'm going to have to abstain.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Abstain.
Opposed? All right.
Okay, about,
Into
probably
executive
about
session.
10 minutes.
All right, we need a
I'll make-
motion to move out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 I'll abstain.
Opposed? All right. Does anybody have comments or questions regarding this topic? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to River Drive and Centennial Lift Station update.
Yeah, this is another land acquisition item. We've been looking for homes for our new lift stations on River Drive and Centennial Lane. At the last executive session, when he came out, he gave me some authority to make some offers, and I'd just like to report some of those findings to you in executive session.
I'll make the motion to enter into executive session to discuss the lift station updates.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, how long is this one
Should
doing?
be about 10 minutes.
Look for a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, is there a motion someone would like to make?
I will make the motion to approve the actions as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
You're the second. And then any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Moving on. Number 7, amended codification agreement for city ordinances.
This is an amendment to an agreement that was signed a few years ago that they got discontinued, but what American Legal Publishing does, it takes all of our ordinances, and as we approve new one, it codifies the existing ordinances, and then as we add new ones to it, they update them and codify them and make sure they're all consistent, and they place them on the website. So when you go to our website to look at our ordinances, you won't be looking at what you're seeing now. You'll be going to their page where they have all the ordinances, not just a select few of them. All of the ordinances properly codified, referenced. And Sarah had made a recommendation that we get this done. They were going down this path in what year, 19?
That's what it says.
19, yeah, in 2021, the very first part of 2021, January or whatever, they canceled it.
Yeah. And they were, at that time, the city was going to try to do that in-house, but we need to have American Legal Publishing doing it, so it's a third party that publishes them properly, codifies them, and references them, cross-references them within themselves. It's not something that we want to just have online and manage ourselves, I don't think. So this amendment would restart that process, and then we had to add some money to it to account for all the new ordinances we've passed since 2019, which is about 100 pages.
Is this a one-time fee?
Yes. And then we will have them every year continually update ours for us based on the ordinances that you pass.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, moving back to financial. 8.2, application for abatement, refund of property tax.
Hold on a minute. Okay, EDC sold some land in the Flynn Business Park. The business didn't plan on it or build on it like they had planned, and EDC executed a clawback clause in the agreement. There was some, EDC would be tax exempt from property taxes, but the business that bought it for a while was not. So I believe that EDC got a credit for it in the closing. Now they just need, for part of it, and they need to get a tax abatement that starts here and then goes to the county to abate the rest of the property taxes from the time that they owned it. So it's two different parcels, both owned by EDC, for a total amount to be abated of $412.20.
I'll make the motion to approve the abatements.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 3, first reading of supplemental ordinance 2025-11.
Yes, we need to do our supplemental ordinance for 2025 by the end of the year. There's a lot of numbers on here. The general fund amounts that we are supplementing are the ones to increase our expenses. And the reason for both of these is Stockwell and, and our attorney. They're very busy and they don't necessarily get their bills to us real promptly. So I need to pad it at the end of the year because I'm not really sure what's coming in. I don't really foresee that we're going to use all that, but I don't want to be stuck. There's other funds that are maybe a little over or cutting it close, but that's what we will use a contingency for. That doesn't need 2 readings. That can just all be done at the next meeting. So these are the ones that we are going through the 2 readings for, the legal and the professional services. I have the 2 TIF districts on here. They're really a case where what we get in for taxes, we pay out. So we don't know at the time that we're budgeting what to budget for them. The Streeter Drive Water Treatment Fund, we're actually a little under budget on the project as a whole. So this is just because of a timing difference between what was budgeted in 2024 and what was budgeted in 2025. The Streeter Drive Fund is kind of the auditors refer to it as a gotcha if you don't do it, but the fund was already, or the project was already done. We had $24,000 left in that account, but in order to transfer that money out, we have to have budget authority to transfer that money out. So we need to increase the budget for a transfer so we can close out the fund.
Was that the construction of the S-curve by the fire hall?
Yes.
Okay.
The water fund, we need to supplement that budget for an additional 2.1 million to be transferred out. The reason for that is we originally budgeted the SRF loan money going into the Streeter Drive Water Treatment Plant Fund, but we moved where we were putting that money. We moved it and put that money into the water fund after the budget was finalized, because that's where the surcharge on the water bills is being collected to pay off the loan. So at the end of the day, we need to transfer money from the water fund to the water treatment fund to cover the project. And then the sewer fund, we need $236,000 to increase or to supplement what we had budgeted to pay to Sioux City because their rates increased and we didn't figure that in. And the $300,000 is for the 2 new lift station, a little bit of progress that's been made on those already that we hadn't planned on. So the majority of the funds really just come from unreserved, or they were budgeted in the wrong fund and needed to be moved over, so.
So for clarification, the TIF 3 is the
Wildflower Bend,
Wildflower Bend, and TIF 4 is the...
Lake Shore Estates.
Right, okay. And that 2.15 million that we're transferring, that's going to be used for debt service, correct?
That 2.15 million is going to be used to pay yes, no, for the project,
For the project cost, okay.
for the project cost. At the next meeting, we'll have the contingency transfers as well as actual cash transfers between the funds to keep them all positive cash basis.
You looking for a motion on this?
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2025-11 supplemental appropriations.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next is approval of health insurance renewal.
So we are requesting permission to renew our policy with Wellmark this year. We looked pretty intensely into the Navera network plan that they have. There were 2 choices with Avera. One would cover Sanford providers and one would not. But the one that would cover Sanford providers, 2026 is going to be the first year of that plan. And we just weren't comfortable with making that move quickly without kind of seeing it be vetted first. So we would like to stick with the Wellmark. The deductible is going up $250 individual and $500 for a family. And we would recommend that the city adds that $5,500 to and $1,100 to the share that they contribute through the health reimbursement part. So the employees' out-of-pockets would remain at $2,750 and $5,500.
One of the things we are entertaining some changes to the healthcare plan, but one of the things that I wanted to wait until 2026 so that we could better assess the options. I mean, there are some of the different options out there, but I think we need some more time to analyze it and crunch it. And the numbers, the differences aren't, there's a cost to changing, and the cost savings that we would have is about equal, in my opinion.
From the Total Choice Network, it is, because I know I've looked at it
Yeah.
personally.
So we want to think about that before we would propose a change to the employees and to you guys. We just want more time to analyze it over the course of the year.
And you've looked at how we maybe compare to other communities our size?
Yes. There's just no real good way to do it. We did send out an informal questionnaire to our employees to see if anybody had issues with Sanford or Avera or preferred Wellmark. And really the only answers we got were they preferred Wellmark. The ones that did answer, that's what their answer was.
Do we even have a lot of access to Sanford stuff around here? I mean, like, we're kind of in the south part of the,
They have a clinic in the dunes,
Do
but I
they?
think
Okay.
it's mostly referral up to Sioux
Sioux
Falls.
Falls, yeah. That's what I was wondering, if I didn't know how much.
Yeah, they do have a clinic.
And then the vision, dental, and life plans, those renew in October. And the vision and life rates were unchanged. The dental saw a 6.8% increase.
And what did we budget?
We budgeted 6% across for all insurance. So the health is 5.84, so that part's under.
I'll make the motion to approve moving forward with the Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield plan.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Next, approval of bills.
On the bills list, there is a check to Liberty National Bank for the first round of closings. That check will be taken to the bank to get cashier's checks for the individual properties.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries, and look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.